Hi, I'm Emily, the Creative Director with Heartfelt Creations, and today I'm sharing a resist embossing technique using some inks and our new Peacock Paisley collection. I'm sure that you will be proud as a peacock when you incorporate these techniques into your future projects. To create this beautiful background that you see on this card, I started by using the Daisy Flourish image that comes in this set, and you'll see on the back that there's also another small image with it. So to get started, I also am using a Versamark ink pad. Versamark is a clear ink pad that is super wet that enables embossing powder to adhere to your stamped image. Now when I stamp this for the first time, you really won't be able to see much on camera just because it is clear. But once we put the embossing powder over the top, that will just pop right out of the background. Now my Versamark pad I probably have had since early 2000, so it looks very well used. If you wanted to do this technique, you could also use what a color box white embossing ink pad. That would work well for this technique as well too. So we'll just ink this randomly, the last section. So you can just add a couple of different random stamped images, and now we're ready to add the embossing powder. So you'll just bring in your tray, sprinkle, and I'm using a white. It's called Embossing Antiquities Weather White by Ranger. So we'll just sprinkle that over the top and off on the side, and you'll see that image just come popping right up. Now I know many of you already know how to emboss, but for those of you that do not know how to emboss and are new to this, just grab yourself a heat gun and start heating the embossing powder, and it will melt, will look glossy, and it will not come off the paper anymore. So you just continue doing that until it's all dried. So to color this background, I'm using a lime pastel chalk ink to just get some light color areas in here. And you'll notice when you go in a circular motion with a sponge dauber that the embossed area just really starts kind of popping out of the background. You'll see that the darker the color is, the more that you will see that embossed background. Just do a little bit more lime pastel chalk ink on the corner, and then we'll go in with a teal zeal that is a memento ink. Now you could choose whichever colors you like. I did stamp this on a glossy paper. When you use the glossy paper, it will move the ink a little bit better, and it will also clear the ink a little bit better off of the embossed image, which is really nice. So you can really kind of play with this, customize your own colors, make very quick and easy backgrounds. To finish this up, I'm going to add a little bit of dark blue. It's actually a Paris Dusk memento ink, so it actually looks a little bit purplish when you blend it with these colors of inks. So we'll just kind of finish this off on the side. So this is just a quick and easy way to make those stamped backgrounds that you inked and embossed in white, just make those pop up out of the background. So it's quick, easy, and you have a very beautiful background that you can use to any project. So for this specific card, I then took the 2A Cut Matte Create die, and I just added this to the card center. You can kind of position that however you want. Just run that through your machine and you'll have a little opening to place those flowers. For the flowers on this card, I use the Delightful Daisies stamp and die set that comes from the Peacock Paisley collection. So this is the stamp set. You'll see that it comes with 6 flowers all connected, and then you have 2 different size leaves. I absolutely love this set. Incorporating it with the Peacock Paisley is absolutely fun. The dies, the blades are on the edge. The flowers are all connected, so you can cut those out all with one pass of the die. So the flower, I did go ahead and stamped and embossed the exact same way that I did the background. All we need to do is just add a little bit of color to the center. So if you just use your Paris Dusk and use your sponge dauber and just go in a circular motion right in the center, you'll see that flower texture come up very quickly. If you wanted to add a little bit of the teal zeal, you just go back and you can kind of do a little bit of a two-toned coloring effect on that flower. So that's a quick, beautiful way to color these flowers. This again was also done on glossy cardstock. Now with this flower, if you flip it on the back, you'll see that there's a slit that cuts a little bit further into the petal. If you want to have your flowers have a little bit more shape and dimension, all you want to do is just take your scissors and quickly snip in between all those petals. We designed it this way so you have a little bit more shaping options. There are times when I do not snip these petals and other times I do. This time I wanted to have a little bit more of a cupped shape, So we're going to go ahead and snip in between those petals. Now once that is done, we're going to bring in our shaping set. So let's just move this aside, grab these sponge daubers out of the way, and bring this kit in. This is our newer flower shaping set. You have your tool with interchangeable tips. I'm using the large 12mm tip since this is the largest flower. I wanted to have a really smooth petal, so you'll just press down on the back. Since this is glossy cardstock, it is a lot heavier, and I noticed if I used a smaller tip, the petal did get very crinkly and it looked a little bit more distressed, but I wanted to have a very nice smooth look. So you'll just kind of go in a circular motion with that really large tip and then press down in the middle, and you have a beautiful flower that just pops right up. So at this point, after that flower has been shaped, that's a very basic, easy way to shape your flowers. You can go ahead, if you want to glue these flowers together, you can actually just pull your mat back in, take your glue, let me just pull this pin out of the tip, and just using the dry as clear glue with the fine metal tip, just squirting some glue on the back. When you're making very dimensional flowers, just offset those petals, make sure that you're back on the mat, and then press down with that large tip. And when you give that pressure, you'll see that those flowers continue to have great dimension. So we'll just give that some more glue, put that into the flower center, and you have that beautiful flower with 3 layers. So to finish it off, I just added that to the center, and then we added the other additional flowers to the side and finish it off with a leaf. So that's a quick and easy way to make your own backgrounds and color those flowers.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good.
This is another option using the Daisy Flourish stamp in a monochromatic pattern. Here we have the Daisy Flourish just stamped in green with dimensional flowers, and that one again comes out of this set, and then you have this nice little flower in the background too with this stamp set. Another great image that I absolutely love in the Peacock Paisley collection is this one. This is called the Peacock Swirls. You also have another little floral swirl in there, but you'll see how beautiful that looks on the fence. Here we just stamped it on blue cardstock, colored it. This one we have it stamped in gold with beautiful colors in the paisley background. The paisley stamp is absolutely beautiful. That one's called the Peacock Paisley. It's a great flourish for background or from the beginning. I have a lot of samples of this one. Again, all these samples are online with written instructions. Here you see it with the dark color. Here's a very light pastel colored one with vellum. And here we have just some more, just stamped in the background with the flowers. So you'll see different variations, using it with different colors. Love how this one just pops out of the background. And then I have a little simple note set that's really beautifully designed that would be quick and easy to do with for a friend. The delightful daisy flowers you can shape so many different ways. Here are just a couple different shaping options with different coloring. Here we have like a Gala glitz on the edge of the flowers. Here we use some papers from the paper pack. These are the delightful daisy stamps and the coordinating die. Then we also have another beautiful peacock image. This one colors up very nicely. It's called the Feathery Peacock. And with this one, you have just different ways that you can color and add it to your finished card, or maybe you're doing a mini album. So there's just colored it absolutely beautifully, and here we added some very dimensional flowers. Then we also have another, this one is called the Feathered Daisy. So this is also a great background. You have another floral swirl in this set. So you can kind of see how quick and easy you can make these cards. Here's a very simple one, black and white color there. Here's using the paper pad as the background. Blue monochromatic color, just a blue and a white. There's a nice vivacious colored one. Then there's a simple gray with a little bit of teal colors. Then last but not least, we have the paper pad. I love the colors in this one. You can click at the link in the video description for up close looks at the paper. But I'm going to show you one of my favorite projects. This one is on a 12 by 12 board. You could put it on a frame, put it on a stand. It has like a mini album attached to it. So when you open this one up, it has a lot of photos. You can open this flap up. There's some card panels, photos, hidden journaling. You could kind of customize that to however you like. Here's some more photos. And then I have to show you this. This is kind of what I call like a waterfall concept. Just untie this ribbon here. And then you can add a lot more photos for, say you took like a little mini vacation or you want to have some special photos scrapbooked. You can really get a lot of photos in here. And then this just has a couple hidden journaling tags from the paper collection as well. By the way, these photos were taken in Jasper, Canada, and Banff last year, so this one just comes out. So this would be a nice little keepsake for a gift for a friend or just for your home. You'll love using these techniques in your projects, but I know you've seen many other samples that I've shown you and you're asking me, how do I make those? So just a quick tip, when you look at the video description below, click on the Peacock Paisley link, and that will take you over to the product, and you can click on related project samples that are there with written instructions, so that will give you more ideas for future projects that you might be making. We love to hear from you, so leave a comment below. Let me know what you loved about the video, what you'd love to see in upcoming videos. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next time.